When you listen to your guitar pickup tone by itself, is it going to sound the same when you mix it in with the rest of the band? Today we're going to find out. All right, welcome to Guitar Tone Central. We are here with our guest, Bo Bice. Thank you, Bo.
Hello, it's always good to be back here. It's one of my favorite things to come do.
Awesome, awesome. And like I just mentioned, we want to talk about tone that like we do here in the studio, because we've recorded, you and I did some recordings of some different brands and models of pickups, right? But they sound good here because there's quiet. There's nothing else around.
Yep.
But in the real world, you're in a band. Right? You're going to be playing those on stage or on recordings. So we wanted to know, is the same pickup that sounds good here going to sound just as good in the song?
Sonically, you get these different tones that bounce around, and you really grow sometimes to learn to love one pickup configuration, or as you mentioned, when you get in the studio, you have these other different ones. So it was weird to get to go into an environment where it was still a live studio. So it was, for me personally, it was a blast to get to do that.
And we're going to tell you what we did, but first, we want to thank you for being here, and please don't forget to click down below to subscribe and hit the notification bell, and please share and click like down below. Share it with all your friends. We want them all to come in and spend time with us just like you. So thanks so much. So what Bo's talking about, what we did is we went tone exploring at Rising Sun Music down at Tampa. So we had our Somnium band down there with Blair Hall, our drummer, Ray Scher, bass player, and of course Bo playing guitar and singing. And so what we wanted to find out was which tones. We brought several different pickups that we've used here in the studio and recorded for you on previous episodes. And we thought, okay, let's put them in the mix. Let's put them with the band and let's see what they sound like. And this is about the time we're about to go tone exploring, and I don't do that without my exploring hat. So I'm ready to go.
Well,
so what?
Hold on. This is probably my third episode.
Yeah.
And you all the time get to wear the hat.
Well, that's my thing. I go exploring with a hat. What do you mean? You don't want me to wear the hat?
I want a hat.
Oh, you want your own? Well, I don't know.
How about this?
I don't know if that's going to work.
This is going to be easy.
I don't know.
Watch this.
Wait a second. That's a lampshade, dude. That's not a hat.
Oh, this is my hat. I like this. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy.
Hang on. Somebody give me a drumstick. Something in there? I hear an echo.
That was reverb.
That was reverb.
Boom, 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 boom,
yes.
Boom.
All right.
No, so we're ready to do some tone exploring.
Fine.
You're
okay,
Indiana
fine.
Jones. I'm like his sidekick. So.
Okay. Well, that's cool. That's fine. We're going exploring seriously now. Both of us are equipped properly. So, okay. So what we did, we had Bo perform two songs. We did Vehicle,
right? And
we did Witness.
Correct.
Now, how would you describe Vehicle? What type of song is that?
Well, Vehicle's more of a, funky, gives a little bit more of the little jazz, taste of jazz, but yet it also has a lot more of that meat in it. It's known as a horn section band, so it really has to cut through. When you're doing it with a three-piece, it's going to be a lot different. Obviously, it's going to be different with a three-piece. So it really does you have to find a unique mixture to cut through with that kind of band. So, but yeah, it's something that needs to really have a tonal grab to you when you're playing it with such a small group like a three-piece.
And the vocal part is more soulful, right? Would you say?
I would say absolutely. The vocal part's more soulful. So whenever you're belting out over that, you want to be able to have the guitar tone that has the level and the meat that goes into that. But yet it doesn't overcloud the vocals too much either.
Cool. Well, this episode, we're going to explore Vehicle, okay? So we've got the recording here. Bo and I are going to listen back to it. What happened was we took several of the pickups that we've used before here. There was the Axis Magnetics Mothman series. There was the Tone Hatch Texas Spirits.
That's right.
And then we had, and those are both passive pickups. So the Mothman's humbuckers.
Yes.
Texas Spirits are your Strat style pickups,
pickup,
right?
yeah.
And then we had the EMG 57, which is an active humbucker. So
Right.
we had totally different types of pickups, which is kind of the fun of it is, okay, is there a particular type, single, passive, active? Let's find out. Okay, we're going to play back Vehicle, and you're going to hear what we heard in the mix, and let's see what we find.
Hey, well, I'm a friendly stranger in the black sedan. Won't you hop inside my car? I got pictures, got plenty, I'm a lovable man. I'm gonna take you to the nearest star. I'm your vehicle, baby. Take you anywhere you wanna go. Vehicle woman, but now I'm sure you know I love ya, need ya. Won't you got to have your child? Great God in heaven, you know I love you.
That's that soul I was talking about. You all heard those pickups. What we had in that, we had the Mothman pickups, and we recorded the Texas Spirits. So you got a humbucker on one hand, Strat on the other. Strat single coil style.
Yes.
So I remember the Mothman, when we did them individually, those were known more, for me, they were kind of more even, smooth. They didn't have too much high, too much low. It was really balanced. That was the takeaway in our video that we did on the Mothman humbucker, smooth and balanced. Well, and I know you like the Texas Spirits because from Tone Hatch, because then you played with the band. What did you like about those?
Well, there's two different things. I thought those Mothmen were really great. They had like a really clear tone. They had almost a jazzy, funky little tone, but they had a little overdrive to them with some meat, right? Mm-hmm. So I felt like that came through nice and clear to kind of balance out. But what I really loved about the Texas Spirit is you don't get the opportunity to do this a lot. But I do. I played, as you see in the video, I played my Somnium. That's my personal guitar. And I changed the Texas Spirit bridge pickup, and I reversed that. I inverted
flipped it over.
Yeah, flipped it over. And it's almost like that, like the J. Key Lee model that came out. It was called the SoCal model, except even that is going to be reversed because the SoCal model was inverted in a different way. So I felt like it got more of the low end. So in a Strat, a lot of the time you get a lot of that twanginess from a single coil, to where this felt more of a swept, but it still had that bounciness to it. So I enjoyed that way. The spread on it, I guess the best way to say, was nice and unique. So you don't run across that very much.
Well, this is my take listening to the song. So Vehicle, when I hear the Mothman and I hear the Texas Spirits, for some reason to my ear, you got that shuffling guitar strumming in the background. The Texas Spirits, they have that brightness of the Strat pickup, but for me, I kind of preferred the more even, kind of smoother, just a little bit less bite of the Mothman humbucker for that strumming in the background. For me, because that's kind of the things for different songs, and that's just my ears, that's what they picked up, is that I just kind of, if I'm going to hear that background layer of strumming and I'm focusing on your voice, that strumming to me, if it's just smooth and even, I don't necessarily want it jumping out at me. I just want it as a background layer. And to me, the evenness of the Mothman, kind of my preference. What about you?
That's if you'll notice, Mark just absolutely said the opposite of what I say.
Oh, that fake. Well, look at his hat.
Because No, I really
It's
do.
on too tight. It's on too tight.
We are on spot on so many of the ways that these pickups and the opportunity to test them like we've been.
All right. So what do you
testing them.
mean you
But
disagree with
it's,
me? What?
Well, I feel like the Mothman was something that I felt like on the way that it was panned and the way that we really were listening to things, it had that fullness, but sorry man, there's just something that's so unique about having that availability to flip that bridge over. It's every time that I've done that, for some reason I've got some kind of goofy grin on my face. It's such, and maybe it's because you're just not used to hearing that tone. So I'm so glad that Mark agreed completely with me and said that I was totally right. We're gonna cut the video right there where I ended up being right. Correct?
Well, yes.
No.
Yes.
Maybe this is cutting off the circulation.
Well,
to
there's
my head.
the beauty of it is there's no wrong answer. Of course, it's how you express yourself and what
That's right.
what you hear in your own music for what your purpose is for that song. And
That's true.
And if you're going for that, which I think that's a good point, is taking that bridge pickup, and which is normally made for brightness, wound for that because you're expecting that, but now you're putting it in the neck position. You're getting a different flavor, and that, like you said, puts a grin on your face every time. And I can hear that. I get it. That twangy kind of shuffle in the background comes to life, and that's cool, man. So that's the nice thing about having choices of pickups is you can, Monday is twangy day, Tuesday is mellow day, maybe tomorrow we'll play the Mothman and you'll agree with me. So I don't know.
Well, here's one thing I think we've always agreed on is that you can never have enough tone and you can never have enough ventures to go on. As long as there's adventures to go on to find different tones out there, I think that there will always be a tone central
Yes.
to go out and take care of it. So, Guitar Tone Central is definitely somewhere I like to be hanging out, and I keep my ears peeled for it. So keep your ears peeled for it too.
And that's why we're here, so you all can experience this stuff, because not everybody gets a chance to get into a recording studio and compare all these different pickups, and we want to give you that experience. And guess what? We have another one of these experiences coming up in next week's episode, because this is just the first half. All right, this was vehicle. Now we're going to go, next week's episode, we're going to go with rocking out with Bo Bice Witness, and wait till you hear how that comes out. You'll be surprised. Maybe you might actually agree with me this time, but that's all right. So please leave your comments down below. See what you think of the two pickups that you heard today, and maybe what kind of flavors you're looking for in some of your music. And if you have any pickups that you particularly like that you think we ought to try out the next time we do this kind of thing, then maybe we'll get some of those in, and then we can do this again, because we could do this all the time. It's no lack of fun around here. We'll do this every day, all day. So thanks again for being with us, Bo. Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
For jamming with us, and we will see you again here on Guitar Tone Central next week.